Oh, dropped my nail. It was a really tiny one anyway. I'm not gonna go searching for it right now, but I was just hanging up our next batch of recycle, and actually, I might leave you guys blank camered for 1 second. I'm gonna go grab the nest bowls we made yesterday out of this recycle. Hold your horses now. Here we go. So I'm hanging up our raindrop of recycle to show the color of the batch that we have of recycle at the moment. And yesterday we made all these recycle blue nest bowls. And this is one of my favorite tones. I mean, every time it comes out, it's cool because it's different. I just don't like doing the same thing over and over every day. So the fact that we have a rotating color of recycled glass is super cool because every time you pull it out, it looks different while you're working with it. It cools down different. It was looking so gray yesterday. It looked like we were working with gray glass. And then it cools down and it becomes that blue. And I'm just going to show you the up close. I'll get the chat up in a second, but just take a look at that blue, folks. I mean, it's the lightest, like, baby blue. Beautiful transparency to it. You can see that white wall behind it. And these nest bowls are sweet. Smooth on the inside, nesty bird nest action around the outside. These are the fresh ones, folks. These are on the website. We got large and we got small. There's not too much of a difference, but if you think about eggs fitting in here, you get maybe one, maybe two if you're cramming them in. One big ostrich egg in this one, or 3 or 4 smaller ones. You put a little shred down in the bottom of it. That's a beautiful way to represent perhaps this egg right here. Boom. Or maybe a couple of these sweeties. I'm going to talk about this custom order in a minute here. But those are awesome on the website. Prices are on the website. I'll leave them here for you guys to gaze at them. Let me get the chat up, because what I love about, even though it's kind of midday for most of the Americans watching our show here, it's, and I know a lot of you are at work. It's really cool for me to see who's watching, see the people commenting. If you got questions, they're going to start filing now. If you already said hello, hello to you. I missed it. But if you're joining now, I'm going to see your comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Maybe the state, maybe the country, maybe the environment you're in right now. If you're in the jungle, that's pretty cool because I know a lot of people can't really get Wi-Fi out in the jungle. So well done. Colombia. Yeah, Chris said tell them about Colombia. A brief story on that. I think I mentioned it before, but we had when I was living in Pittsburgh, I had a Zoom call with the amazing race for food truck people, because the people I worked for in Pittsburgh wanted to start a food truck, and we got a call back for that to be on that show. And it was at like 3 o'clock, and Chris and I we decided not to take the tour guides excursion, and we went and traveled into the jungle on our own in Colombia, up in the mountains, and we couldn't find our way back out. So we were like climbing around, lost in the jungle for, I mean, it was like 5 hours. We went out there at like 10 a.m. and we barely made it out by 3 o'clock, which is the time that the Zoom call was. And we squeezed out and like saw some city on the horizon, and we were way up in the mountain still, and there was this little town right here. And so we trekked down on this like gnarly road and made it to the little village of like 5 houses, and came upon this one house where they were outside with their dogs, and it was a small family, maybe like 6 people in this really tiny house. And we were just like, got to know them. We were super hungry. My Spanish is okay. Chris doesn't know any Spanish at all, but we got some food. We were like, can we just like, are you guys cooking our dinner already? Can we throw you a few pesos? Can we get some lunch? We're dying over here. And then we were talking with them, and then I was like, wow, I got 1 minute. You know, I'm going to miss it probably anyway. It's not like I got any service. Any chance you guys got some Wi-Fi? And they were like, we do have Wi-Fi. It's over. You got to go into Grandma's room over there. And they put me back in the corner of Grandma's room, and I sat on their grandmother's bed, like hunched over in the corner, and got on the Zoom call. And the internet was a little choppy, but we made the Zoom call happen, and we were invited onto the show, but they're a small glass shop just like us. And if we were to join a show like that and be out of town for 2 months in a row, there's nobody making money while we're on TV, so we opted to not do it, but it still was a really good time. So I see Carrie, I see Jody, I see Tanya in the house, Linda, Janet, any VIP YouTubers out there, let us know what's happening. It's a beautiful day here. The sun is shining in Michigan. I see the viewers coming in on both Facebook and the YT. We had a beautiful snail release on Tuesday. All of our pre-orders were confirmed. Our VIPs got their selections locked in. And Robin, our packing connoisseur, amazing lady over there, Glass Academy Addict, is packing them up right now to get them into the mail and get them shipped out today. So if you're lucky, then you guys will be getting yours very soon. What's happening, Joyce, Sue, Lyle in the house? Beautiful day in Alaska. I love to hear it. Kanisha, what's happening? Dana in the house. Kelly already got her snail today. That's pretty big time. Might have been a VIP member. Don't know what to say about that. But anywho, I'm going to get onto the Annealer reveal here. Starting off with what we started with, which it was a wild show. We had a lot of different things going on. Chris started to go, he went for the warmer-upper. We said we had about 15 minutes, and he went for a jumbo snail. And I made a few jumbo snails, but he went a little bigger. He tried to make it the biggest jumbo snail there ever was. Vicky got her snail already. Tanya's is in snail mail. That's pretty sweet. Snail mail is pretty fast these days, actually. But Chris made this guy. This is about 3 times as big as all the other ones that we've made. He's a jumbo. He's got the classic gullet that you look for in a snail. You know, if the snail doesn't have this gullet fold, then it's not a true Glass Academy snail, and it's not created around these parts. But just take a gander at it up close. Look at the way he twisted that snail shell outwards. So it's got room for that snail body up inside the snail. You got the stamp on the backside. Really pretty slimy if you look from underneath. And not all snails are really comfortable with that, so I'll make it quick, but you can see his slime trail pretty well. That's as if he was like sliming across the window pane of your, whatchamacallit, fish tank. Fish tank! Slimes right off. There he is from the front. Beautiful set of tendrils, tendril eyes with 30% viewing ability. But you see that gullet line right there, super important. That's how he stores all of his food and keeps himself alive. So that was a beautiful one. That one's going to be for sale. I can't tell you when, but there's 5 or 6 other big, large, and we actually made some mini snails like this big that are actual fish tank size. And those we're getting through regular snail production, getting all those custom special pre-orders out first, and then we're going to get into selling the larger ones, the mini ones, and put some more, even more variants into the snails. So if you particularly are struck by the idea of a mini snail or a large snail, and I'm seeing a lot of love for the jumbo snail right here, put that in the chat so we can gauge what's going to be more comfortable. Maybe we'll just do on one of the shows a mini snail release, and then the other one we'll do a large snail release. But we like to get, and that's a beautiful thing of talking with you all here, I like to get your opinion on what you like and what's going on and what the deal is with everything. So that's the plan. Looking good, looking good. And again, if you guys have questions, that's what it's about. Let me know.
I have questions.
Oh.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's been a crazy day here. Why is every day like a crazy day? I don't know if we just like
I
put
think
too much
it's
on our plate.
the mentality. Yeah, I think so.
Today is the best day ever. I feel calm, cool, collected, plenty of time to do everything.
That's right.
I wanted to show off my green smoothie, but I think I need one of the new cups, the Pebble cups, because I think the green, what's the contrasting color for green? Like light blue?
Sure, that sounds nice actually. Uh-oh. She's going for it. She,
Mini snail on a pergola reed.
ooh, mini snail on a pergola reed. That is a really cool idea. Mini and large for Kelly. Uh-oh, let's see how good you can pour. Make it fast. Yeah. Nice pour.
So check that out. I like
Yeah.
the metallic dots really pop.
That's good.
Yeah, I like it.
Beautiful.
A little variety in my life, thank you. It's
Enjoy.
a pleasure doing business with you.
All right then. Marianne, take it easy. Have a great day. Tracy on YouTube, what is happening? Can you make plant pot water bulbs? Yes, we've done that many, many times before. It's a pretty cool piece. We can do that, and we take custom orders all the time. So if that's something you're specifically interested in, holler at us, and we can take a look at that. A couple of hellos to Michelle. Gwen said pink. That would look pretty good. I agree with that. Moving on to the rest of the products. So next we went with a custom. This was, I think we did next was my custom piece for Tanya, and this is one heck of a piece that we've added to her collection. Is this in the screen 100% here?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna give it a light spin to show. I'll line it up a little more, show the symmetry of it. It's really nicely symmetrical. Pretty darn close. But this guy's got some serious texture, and if you can't see from that angle, don't worry, because I'm about to hold it up and show you right now. Look at this guy from the inside. Boom. Let it focus. There it is. There's that Van Gogh sphere going up into the body of the bowl. And this is a pretty large salad bowl. Look at that feather shape. Look at all this action, which is what I was talking about. And I don't know how visible it was on Tuesday's show live, but that pattern right there is insane. Like, really insane. And the rest of the colors are beautiful too. The sphere came out perfectly round. It's squished in there super good. The other thing which I want to see if I can show off on here is this edge inside where the clear glass touches the ball, and underneath it is where there's no connection of the two glass. But right there, you see the magnification of this sphere from that edge all the way around, and it's a beautiful, really cool look. The texture's amazing. The size of the bowl's amazing. And this was a pretty serious piece to be added to the collection. We love throwing something a little fancy on Robin's desk over there for shipping. Get things going for her, make it a little difficult for her. But Tanya, that's another really crazy piece. And it just gets me thinking about the next piece I'm going to make and the one after that. And it really just gets the juices flowing because there's so many options with that sphere. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I don't know if you necessarily eat salad out of it. You're going to have to let me know what you're going to do with it. If it's just a decorative piece, I understand that as well, because quite a few of the ones I've made so far are decorative. Originally, I had intentions of it being a more functional piece, but it's part of the collection. It's kind of up to you at this point, Tanya. So another beautiful piece for Tanya and her collection with that Van Gogh sphere, and she's going to be having another one from Chris coming up next week too, so we'll be curious to see what Chris makes. Love that opportunity, love pushing the limits. That was one of the larger, I think maybe the largest bowl I've ever made, and it came out symmetrical. I'm pretty darn happy with it. The color's beautiful, and this is another one for the books for Tanya. Pretty darn sweet. So if you want to see any more, I know I kind of gave you a couple angles. I was tossing it around a little bit there, but if you want to see any other part of that I didn't quite show good enough, holler at me and I'll bring it back up there and show that off. But thank you guys very much. It is a masterpiece. That's one of the, I mean, it's fun to make the larger pieces on the show, you know, and sometimes depending on the custom order, depending on the day, what product we're featuring, we're not always making one-of-a-kind pieces like this unless we know they're going to sell, unless we have someone that's specifically interested in them. So to have the opportunity to push the limits a little bit like that and make something that you guys might not have seen before, I may never have done before, is pretty darn cool and turned out really good. Thank you guys very much. And appreciate the opportunity to challenge myself, Tanya. It's pretty cool. Moving on from that, this was a custom order on a different scale, but equally just as beautiful and a beautiful process nonetheless. This one was for Coffee, and I know I mentioned that she doesn't watch the show live. She watched it the day after, so she very likely has already seen this. I want to show this off up close because Chris went, all she said was the purple and blue. And look at how this egg turned out with the zigzag. Come on now, give it to me. Come on now. There it is. So the zigzag's more on the bottom here, but we've done some glasses in this pattern, which are ridiculous, and this is, I think, the first ever egg that Chris has done with this pattern. The shape is beautiful. It's super egg-like, folks. Really good. It's still a little bit transparent, so it's going to catch the light, but you still got some opacity, so the color is really popping at the same time. And this one we got signed on the bottom here, as well as all the custom order pieces. A little tough to see, but you see a little bit of sign action right there. Anything custom, I'll write custom on it. And then usually if it's made on the show, you write the number of the show. So you can always come back. Coffee can have this egg. I mean, she could pass this on to her grandson, who passes it on to his grandson. And then they look at the bottom and they say, show 159. What does that mean? And then they look at this and it's got a GA on it, right on the patty on the bottom. Then they do some detective work and realize the Glass Academy's been streaming 159 live shows, and they pull it up on YouTube and they see what's going on with it. That's pretty darn cool. So that's a really sweet egg. And Coffee, if you're watching, I don't think you would be now, but I hope you're having a beautiful day. I hope that was pretty cool for your first custom order to see that going down live, and a beautiful thing to add to your collection to get that thing going. Then the final piece was the giveaway, and Chris and I spun the mold on it, which was pretty cool, and I won, which means I was doing the giveaway. So I had to think up something cool, something different. And you guys let us know what you think of this egg, because this one turned out really amazing as well. And this one's only the perps. Come on now. Just gotta work it, folks. Work that focus now. Spot focus, there it is. Look at the bubbles we trapped in there. That's the perps. I love this line of thickness on the top right there. And then that air opens up. They're both hollow eggs. So they're not as heavy as you would imagine they'd be with glass. And look at that pattern. I mean, that is beautiful with a spotlight on it, and or just sitting on your mantle on a nice little platform, one of our nice egg bases, which these honestly, whether they're small or large, these egg bases really work well for holding on to pretty much any egg. And we almost have this one flat enough that, it sits on its own. But an egg base is never a bad thing. So that one sits nice. They both sit beautifully. We got a beautiful snail right here staring down the camera. We got a sweet one-of-a-kind custom order for Tanya, adding to her collection. Question of the day was erased off of there, but if you guys want to enter into the giveaway, that's going to be for the egg. And the question, if I remember correctly, was, what did you get in your Easter basket? Because it was Easter last Sunday. So if you did get something cool, if you guys walked around and just did something with your family, that counts as an Easter basket find, hanging out with family. Let us know in the e-news chat. You send that to enews@glassacademy.com. That's the email that you send your answers to. That's how you get entered to win in the giveaway. We've got, usually it's on average, I'd say 145 entries a week. And people still haven't won. You know, we've got Glass Academy addicts that have been doing it for 159 shows and haven't won. So it's inevitable that it will happen. We spin the wheel. It's a random thing. And if you've got one within the last 6 months, you're not going to win again until that 6-month window is closed, and then you have an opportunity to win again. So that way we're cycling around, keeping it fair for everyone. But I hope everyone good luck. I wish everybody good luck on that one, and we're going to seal it off here and get back to work at the studio, get the music bumping in here again. We got pretty much the full crew in here working, the sun's shining, and it's a beautiful day. I'm going to take a look for any last questions that we might have or statements. Sue, what's happening? Nicole, it would look great with a light base under it. I know Carrie hasn't won a giveaway. I know Sharon hasn't won a giveaway yet. Linda, that would be pretty interesting. A little yellow core yolk ball on the side of an egg would be pretty interesting.
What's happening, guys?
Coming in with the brush.
Doing some painting over here, but I just wanted to say hey to Carrie, because I was texting with her earlier, and she was bragging about how Boston's in the playoffs.
Yeah, the Wings aren't doing so hot.
But that's all right.
But that's all right. And so that's it right there, folks. Enjoy the rest of your day. If that was your lunch break, hope you ate something good, and we will talk to you on Sunday for the experimental show. We're going to be making something really crazy. So tune in, check it out through the e-news, and have a beautiful rest of the week, folks.